I went aboard the BC Queen today expecting to film a day of cod fishing. By the time we came home, I realized the story was a whole lot bigger than that. Today started at 4:20 in the morning. That part wasn't anything unusual for me. I spent the last 20 years working industrial construction, and these days I work at the refinery, so early starts and long shifts are pretty normal. What was different was where I was headed. Instead of an industrial job site, I was climbing aboard the BC Queen and heading out on Trinity Bay. The BC Queen is a 35-foot longliner owned by my brother-in-law Brad. This summer my 15-year-old son Eli has been working aboard with him. It's Eli's first year in the commercial fishery. He started out with the capelin earlier this summer, and now they're into the cod. I heard plenty about his days aboard, and today I finally got the chance to see it myself. My own background never came from the commercial fishery. I grew up around farming. My father is a farmer, and that was the working life I knew growing up. The saltwater came later for me. Over the last 10 or 12 years, I started spending more time on the water, mostly tagging along with family whenever I got the chance. Then about 6 years ago, we bought our own sport boat. Since then, recreational fishing and spending time around the bay has become a pretty big part of my life. But commercial fishing is a different world. Going out for a few fish and going to sea because it's your livelihood are two very different things. Today, I was getting to look at the other side of it. Brad had his buddy Derek aboard helping out today. Derek has spent pretty much his whole life in the commercial fishery, so there was a pretty interesting mix aboard. Brad running his own boat, Derek with a lifetime of experience, Eli at 15 and just getting started, and then me, mostly trying to get some footage and stay out of everybody's way. Once the fishing started, there was a rhythm to it. The gear comes aboard, the fish come over the side, they're handled, cleaned and put away, and then everybody gets ready to do it again. There isn't a whole lot of discussion, everybody seems to know where they need to be, and the boat just keeps working. The person I probably watched the most all day was Eli. As a father, you get used to being one showing your kids how to do things, giving them advice, helping them out, trying to pass along whatever you know. But today was different. I was stepping into something Eli already knew more about than I did. He knew where he needed to be. He had a sense of what was coming next. He knew how to make himself useful, and I was the one tagging along. He's still only 15, he's got plenty left to learn, but you can see him starting to find his feet. And every now and again, you get one of those reminders that your kids are growing up, whether you notice it happening or not. One thing that stood out to me was how much gets learned out there without anybody ever stopping to call it teaching. Derek has spent a lifetime doing this. Brad has years of experience of his own. Eli is just starting. A lot of what he's learning comes from simply being there, watching, listening, learning the pace of the boat, knowing when to move, knowing when to stay out of the way, and that kind of experience is hard to replace. And even though commercial fishing is a new territory for me, that way of learning isn't. Growing up around farming and then spending most of my adult life in industrial construction, I understand learning by doing. You show up, you pay attention, you work beside people who know more than you do, and eventually you start becoming useful. For Eli, at least this summer, some of that's happening out on Trinity Bay. As the day went on, the fish kept coming, and this is where a short video can make things look easier than they are. You see the best moments, you don't see every hour in between. There's repetition, there's lifting, there's handling fish over and over again. Like most real work, the job is finished when the job is finished. By the time we were ready to turn for home, there was a good catch aboard. I'm not going to get into the numbers or the fishing grounds. Anyone who knows commercial fishermen knows some things are better left aboard the boat. But there was certainly enough there to show for the day's work, and after watching it all come aboard, I had a different appreciation for what eventually lands on the wharf. I went aboard the BC Queen thinking I was making a cod fishing video, and there's plenty of cod in it. But looking back, the fish aren't really what I remember the most. It was the people. Watching Brad run his boat, watching Derek bring a lifetime of experience to the deck, and watching Eli trying to absorb a little bit of it all. Eventually, the bow turned back toward home. By the time I got back to the house, it was around 3:30 in the afternoon, almost 11 hours after I'd left. The long day itself wasn't what stood out to me. I'm used to long days. What stayed with me was getting to look at a completely different kind of working life. For Brad and Derek, this is familiar territory. For Eli, it's his first summer getting a taste of the fishery. And for me, it was the first time I've really seen this side of it from beginning to end. I don't know where this experience will take Eli. Maybe he'll spend years around the fishery. Maybe this will simply be one summer he looks back on when he's older. Either way, he's learning something. About work, about responsibility, about showing up, and about being part of a crew. And that's worth something. And I think that's what I want Bay Built to be about. Not just building things. It's about life around the bay. The work, the people, the water, the stories, and everything that comes with it. Today, that meant a day aboard the BC Queen and getting the chance to watch Eli grow up just a little bit right in front of me. It was a damn good day, and until next time, never waste a good day.